2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm on for okay, well, I'm online for the ARC launch night. So far, I haven't been real impressed with this ARC. I don't know how much I'm going to engage with it, but let's just go through some of the things that are new about this little ARC. It gave us a new faction and a new faction store. And not overly impressed with what's in here. It gave us some new armadas. There's supposed to be some new hostiles too, but I really haven't seen any of the new hostiles yet. And if you want to know where it is, it's over here in the Voyager space, the Delta Quadrant. This little patch right here. Seems like there's going to be something in here because they've got it covered for probably for the second part of this arc. But for right now, we've got these systems. Let me just I'll just take my Rotaran. Take a peek. Okay, I didn't have to. I was already, because I guess I already was there. But you see, you get these armadas, and how what you're going to have to do with these is see what type of armadas you want to pop. Excuse me. I thought you could tell by that. You can tell by this thing here. The charge is going to have like a symbol like that by looking at it, or you can actually go like I did, pop it in here, or you can go here and you get the static. And you ask me, why do you need to know that? Well, as you can see, to be able to do anything with them, you're going to have to use some of these exocoms, and they've got each day you get a free one. And you can either use this or that. This is for the static. This is for the charged. And in this one, it actually tells you charged, static. In the system where I went into, the charged were higher than the static ones were. I went and used my bigger ships and went into the 66 system, and it's not going to let me go in there without sending something. I'll send my Rotaran in there. It's going to take a minute, but I used my two biggest ships. My cause and my Borg cube. See that I went with I gambled with the 66 system because this is an Op 66 ship, and my cube is tiered up to match the tier 66 ship. So my thinking was that's where I needed to go with it. I had enough power that I might have been able to do the 70. I don't know. But I took a gamble on it because I got one set of directives from the free gift, and then we got one in the battle pass today. Then we had a code. They gave you 5 more. I used all of mine in this system here. You can see like that guy's doing that one. But see, you can, in this one you can see that the charged ones, well, I guess it changed. It's not the same. You got static, okay. It does have different wheels. When I was in here before, nobody had done any of them. So they were all like, all the 66 were static and all the 68s were charged, but some people have come in here and done some. But the key thing is you need to match if you're going to do static, you got to make sure you use, I'll pull this one out of here. The key thing is if you're going to do the statics, you need to use the static exocom. If you're using the charge, you need to use the charge. Let me see, I might have I don't think I've hit any hostiles since, yeah, I did. Okay. That's where I was doing them. Okay, so you can see right here, I was using my Borg cube and my cause. That was the first time. I had to it took me 2 shots because it limits you to 30 rounds. You've got to kill it in 30 rounds or you got to do it a second time. And they kind of hinted towards that in the video, the ARC launch video. And you can see I could have probably done 2 more of these. Or at least 2 more of these to knock it out. And when it do, you get 2 different types of loot for that store. Let's go back to the store. And these gifts right here, you use on these. Let's see what else, what all one of these buy. Okay. See what I can do with the loot that I got, which I haven't done, is you can use it to buy these credits. I haven't decided what I want to do with these. I went ahead and did the ARC. And like I said, I can use these gift type loots into this store if I wanted to buy rep points. And that's pretty much all that's in this ARC, is you can get some officer shards, Con and Hugh and Leslie. And then you have the ones from that ARC, the one with the, you've got Tolly, this guy here, Bael, and Tasha. You can get them in here. That'd be a way of sourcing those. But what you're probably going to want to do is first go ahead and knock out your reputation, get all 3 of those, so when you buy the gift, which you can get right here, you can use these intelligent bonuses to get you rep, and what it will do is give you a chance to get the Federation stuff too. It's kind of convoluted. If you sit there and read, go online, read their little thing on it, you can see how it works. But I'm not overly impressed with this ARC at all. I don't know how much I'm really going to get engaged in it, to be completely honest with you. I don't see a whole lot here that's going to help me as a player. The building. Let's look at the building. I did buy the day 1 pack, and then I got some, did one of the events and got some extra material to build up the building. So I got mine at 36 right now. And that was with the day 1 pack and plus whatever uh, stuff that I won during the event, completing a few events. What this building will have some good PvP bonuses. It also gives you damage versus those hostiles too. But the thing that it does really, and I think this will have a real limited usefulness. At where I've got my building right now, I was able to unlock the grade 4 material exchange. When I saw this, I was hoping that it would be a chance to where you could scroll all the way to the back, and it'd be here where you could trade up for, trade up my G3 for G4. That's where you would get the most out of this. But I can see a usefulness, especially for G4 and G5 players, where, like when you get your ships to a point where it takes all rares and you got a bunch of uncommons, you can trade up. Or if you're making an upgrade, you could take your uncommon ore and trade it for uncommon crystal, or vice versa. I just see very limited use to it. I was disappointed. I was hoping it'd be a mechanic where you can use use up some of the lower materials that you got. And if somebody that was designing this mechanic was somebody that actually played the game, that's what they would have done. A way to get rid of old materials. I don't know why they didn't do that. This would have made this a lot better arc if they would have made a mechanic where I could, as the building goes up, I could sit there. Because right now, if it had G3 to G4, you would have seen a bunch of these boxes done by me. But right now, this has no usefulness for me. G4 has no use for me in the game right now. Neither does G5 really. So I would have loved for it to have been able, while I was building up the building, I could empty out my G3 into G4, and then when I got it up to where, let's go look at the building again. I think it tells on here. Okay, here we go. At level 440, I can use the exchange for G5, and at level 50, G6. It would have been nice that while I'm building up my building to G5 or G, I could be just emptying all my G3 materials I have left into G4, and then go from, when I get to G5, empty all my G4 material into G5 material, and then when I get it up to 50, get all my G5 material into G6. But for me, it'll have a very limited use. But you can see sometimes, I guess, when you had to make a, let's see, let me find something I've got that I can do. Okay, say I was short some uncommon ore. Say I only had 8,400. I needed 1,000. I could go in there, trade out, do a couple of different ones, and get the stuff that I need to make that change. That's the only use that I can see for me. And I could have used that this weekend because it took me up until the very last moment of the arc to be able to do one of my upgrades today, because I lacked like 100 of crystal, being able to do it. But like I said, it's very limited. If they would have made it where you could get rid of some of the lower grade materials and upgrade it, exchange it for the one that current level you're on, that would have been a really good add. But This is not something I'm gonna go at hard. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting even spending $100 on it now. But when I saw that, I thought it was going to be a way where I could exchange the lower for the higher, because if you go into the whoops, I went to archives. You go to the refinery, and this is what you see before you open it up. So I didn't have a whole lot to go by. But it would have been nice if I would have been able to come over here, slide it all the way down until I start seeing G3 to G4, and just got rid of my G3. It would have been real nice to do that, but that's not what they designed. That's, like I said, they need designers and engineers that actually understand their game to make decent arcs, because right now this is like dud number 4 arc for me. It's for my least favorite series ever, the Voyager. And that's saying something. We just seen maybe the worst one in Discovery. The only reason I don't make Discovery the worst, because we got Strange New Worlds from it. And the first 2 seasons are better than anything that Voyager ever put out. But after the season 2, Discovery was totally garbage. But to me, those are the only 2 Star Trek series I stopped watching, was Voyager and Discovery. Now, I went back and watched Voyager during the first arc that we had with the Voyager. I figured out the reason why I didn't like that one was because I just couldn't stand the actress that played Janeway. And if you know some of the stories behind how she was on set and stuff, it makes sense. It totally came out in her character of Janeway as well. I just really hated that series. And I'm sorry that we're having to do another Voyager-based arc myself. And let's see. Covered the building, covered the refinery, and covered what of the hostiles that we are. There's supposed to be a regular hostile in this thing. I don't know if they're going to do it like Invasions, where they only pull them out for a couple of days or what. I don't know. But there's no, I did a search around those new systems and didn't find any like hostiles. I found all the solo armadas, but no hostiles yet. They haven't brought them in the game yet, but there is one, because if you go to the online stuff, they talk about them, but right now they haven't been launched yet. So I'm waiting to see what that's like. Other than that, the only big thing in my life is I was really sick this weekend. But I also went from 67 to 68. And, of course, they threw me a big loop. And then, before I can really start on this arc, because you really go, in most of the, not arc, but on the ops, you go to 68, then you go to your academy, and then they threw a monkey wrench. I had to take my shuttle bay to 68 before I could upgrade it. This is a load of garbage. I don't know why they include this. This thing didn't pop. Like I said before, I don't know why it didn't do like the Armada building and stop at 50. Because by the time you're Ops 50, you're done with these shuttles. Or you should be. I mean, I think I was done late 40s. There's no reason to have this building. It's a dead mechanic. And I'm having to upgrade its building. I don't get that. That kind of pisses me off, to be honest with you. You know, like, even the commander building tears out at 60. That building should have tiered out at 62. But I'm still having to upgrade it. Now there's 2 booby traps in this thing that I can't go just straight academy, R&D building, into shipyard. So what they make you do here is I have to go to the scrap building, and I'm going to go ahead and start on that this weekend. I'm going to have to do 2 buildings just to get where I want it to be. And that's a pain in the butt. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Also, we got a new treasury. Treasury looks good this time around. We've got 3 good officers. A lot of parasteel. This is like a building, a station built based on a station. So you're not going to have very much tri at all. You know, not too bad on the dilithium. Let's look at well, it's got pretty even on all the mats for once. It's not lump sided for like all ore. So overall, this one's worth paying for if you don't have enough broken ones built up. This is one worth doing for the maybe for the officers alone, because you can look at this, that these 20 shards during their arcs would have cost you $100 each. So that, and then this, then you get what's equivalent, a little bit better than a station pack. I think it's like supposed to be like a pack and a half. I can tell you from the para. Let's look at the para. We got, with the tokens, you got 4.2, and if we bought, come on, you bought your regular station pack. Let's look at our para. Yeah, see, you get way more para by doing this. So if you're wondering whether the treasury is worth purchasing or not, I say that it is, and I probably will myself. That is a good thing there. That's going to help me out pretty good this weekend. And that's all I got. I'm just saying that this art does not look good at all. Like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to engage with it. There's not a lot in here that actually helps me. Because you can see where I'm at. Where I'm at rep-wise, that I'm almost done with all 3 of them. I'm on the last tier of my Federation, and I just passed the, I'm almost to the Ops 68 for my Romulan. So in 2 months, I'm done with this. Unless they go to G7 or something, I'm done. So giving some kind of rep stuff at this point is going to help me minimally. And that's not where I would try to gain it anyway. So until next time,